Meryl Streep est l'héroïne de Out of Africa, le film de Sidney Pollack qui sort dans une semaine. Elle y interprète le personnage de la romancière Karen Blixen, découvrant au début du siècle l'Afrique.
Me and the Lion.
Tell me about that.
Better ask Sydney about that. They were supposed to tie that damn thing down, and they didn't, you see, on the last take. This was the day before we were going to wrap, as far as I recall. And everybody was so anxious to get on the plane because we were all pretty homesick. Even as beautiful as that country is, it's hard to live away from home that long. So we had some footage of a stunt woman. I don't know how to set this up, sort of from her back, and the lion is... No, that's wrong. Yeah, that's right. From her back, and you're looking, the camera's there, and you're looking at the lion, see? And she's whipping it, and everything like that. Nice, active young male lion. So this girl has worked with animals all of her life, and she even knew this particular lion quite well. But when we looked at the rushes, she was very, she looked scared out of her mind. She was tentative and sort of hitting him like, she wasn't really hitting him, folks. She just had the little whip in her hand, and it was too short to touch him, but she was going like this, you see. And Sydney and I felt that this didn't really look great. So Sydney said, well, would you consider trying this? I said, well, what are you going to do, drug it? I said, not in this life I won't. And he said, well, yes, I mean, what we'll do is we'll tether the lion. We'll put him on a little leash, and basically all we need is his head to be growling at the camera with your back in there. And then we have to turn the camera around, of course, and go on your face and have the lion's shoulders in the background. I said, fine, if he's tied down. To make a long story short, while the lion was tied down, he was sitting there like this, looking at me. And so Sydney said, untie him, see what happens. And they untied him, and he went nuts. But I had the whip, and I went nuts, too. It's a great scene in the movie, but I can't believe it happened. I mean, I'm sort of glad because I can tell my children, thank God I'm alive. I mean, I can tell them that I really did this, and it's scary. But it was kind of a dirty trick. Yeah. I'm sure he has his version of how it happened, but that is the truth.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Did it come at you?
No, because I was, we're talking about a 12-foot bullwhip. I'm a very ferocious woman. And I was screaming, get away from me, They had to loop that, but because I could see that he was loose.
And hungry.
Yeah. I don't know if he was that hungry. It was just, I think he probably just wanted to play. But it's great footage. It's very scary. Whenever we shot with the lions, we had to clear the set. It wasn't sort of fun and games because cats are, if you know anything about cats, even little cats are quite unpredictable. The one that'll come to you when you call 8 times, 2 other times out of 10 won't, just won't. And the same thing with the bigger animals, except multiply it by poundage, and you get, sort of a dangerous situation. So they would clear the set, even though everybody wanted to watch. And at first all the crew would gather up on top of the vans and watch. And then that made the lions very nervous. And whenever they go like this, it's a bad sign. Yeah, that's a bad sign. You're supposed to stand very still and not bring your children to the set either because they'll eat them. Or go down on your knees. If you're on your knees, they think, well, that's little enough for me, and they'll, Hey, I imagine it was very difficult if I were trying to direct them, but I didn't try to direct anybody in the movie, so in terms of communicating with people, most people that had speaking roles in the film spoke English. If they didn't, they spoke Swahili, and there were lots of people who had Swahili around us who could translate for us, and so we could communicate on, you know, through the interpreters, whatever that.
Did the little boy, the one that...
No, he only spoke, in fact, I think he only spoke Kikuyu, which is, not a lot of our guys had.